Okay, here we have our two strongest tones, and we're organizing them from the second strongest to the strongest. So you have 5, 1. What if we decide just to go 5, 1, 1? A great lick. 2, 3, 4. Likewise down here. Now I'll tell you something. That's probably a lick that may not be right under your fingers. You could easily overlook it because it's not comfortable. Both notes reside in the same fret if you're playing on adjacent strings. So we've discussed how you would execute that. You want to make sure you're dampening the lower area of the neck with your index finger, so you play the 5, then you go over to the 1. If you hop, that's one fingering option. Another very effective fingering option, especially in the lower positions, would be third and then fourth fingers. And you end up vibrating. Like if I was in G, for example, there's G minor pentatonic. So I go like, you'll see a lot of great blues players, guys like Robin Ford, a lot of players that'll play down in the lower positions, and they'll use this hand position where the first finger's in a fret, and then the second, third, and fourth fingers are all within a next 2 fret span. Because what does it do? It just lays this strong riff, access to that 5 and that 1 right there. So if you use that finger roll, you can do that little trick that I talked about where you sort of drag your fingers and it shifts position on the fingertip. And you should do that with all fingers. If you're using a 1 finger per note approach, finger it 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3. Then you got all your finger rolls. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Make sure you can do that. Same thing's going to apply. Remember, we've talked about how the guitar is tuned. That's an interval of a perfect fourth. So that same layout would occur on all of your strings except the second and third strings. That makes it really easy to play it because you're not in the same fret. So explore all of your fingering options there. And if we're in our higher position, there's a case where if you hop with your first finger, you could encounter some noise. So I would finger it like this, first finger, then second finger. Because then when I relax my index finger, I've got my dampening bar in place. Okay, so we've got the 5, 1, 1. You know the drill. What are we going to do? We could go back to the 5. And that'll sound strong. Okay, so let's give this a listen. Let's go 5, 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5, 1, 5, but laid out a different way. Because I went down. So I'm going 5, 1, 5. So that's the inversion of the interval. Make sure that you practice inversions of these. Okay, real quick, look at all our other options. We can go 5, 1, flat 7. 5, 1, flat 3. 5, 1, 4. I'm just going to play quickly using that. That was an example of how I used the 5, 1, and then a variable. Created some themes and variations, and I finished with 5, 1, 1. Came down to that low root, and it was real strong. At this point, you should start hearing a difference in your playing. It won't sound like you're just rambling about, and you should be able to control where your lines are going.